And so then I remember going back to the Lakers.
Yeah.
And this time it was crazy. I wasn't like in my prime or
Right.
anything like that. And I had just came off back surgery again.
Right.
So I'm just coming off back surgery. I remember the whole summer. I was playing for Washington. I had to have back surgery. And it was crazy because I was playing with this pain in my back.
There's nothing worse.
It was so bad, I couldn't sit on the bench. I had to stand up the whole game unless I laid down. I couldn't sit down on the plane. They had to give me a air mattress bed that they made so I can lay down on the plane. I had to stand up all the bus rides to the hotel and to the airplane, all that stuff. And then on game days, one of the trainers had to put my shoes on and tie them for me because I couldn't reach down and tie them. And I'm still out there playing. And so...
Was it the same injury?
Same injury,
And what
lower
was it?
disc. It
Well,
was
just
L4,
disc?
L5. Then
Okay.
it was, L4, L5, and then the next one was L5, S1.
Okay.
So when I went to the Lakers both times, I got this much taken out of my back. Both times before the season. And so I remember being in Washington. I told them I got to have surgery because I can't bear this pain no more. I had the surgery, it was successful. I start trying to do my rehab, but they wanted me to come back fast. And I'm like, no, I'm going to hurt myself.
Right.
So I asked him, I said, can you just give me the summer? I'm going to come back in the best shape of my life. I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, and we're going to win the championship. I promise you. They cut me. Well, actually, they didn't cut me. They traded me to Memphis. I called Memphis, and I asked them, can I come down and meet the players and like do like a mini camp just to get the team together? The owner says, we don't have room for you on the roster. And so I'm like, damn, okay. So I say, all right, I'm finna go get to it. So I start training. I lose 30 pounds in 30 days. I think my agent at the time called Rob or something. Y'all wanted me to come out to LA. And I came out to LA solo. Nobody came with me. Got to the facility, worked out in front of Rob, and that was history. It was like they signed me, y'all signed me right away. And then the season was just like, it was just like perfect. I knew we was gonna win. From the time that I signed till we won. It was no doubt in my mind that we was gonna win. Because every game, it's like, we knew it. It was like, nobody can beat us. Nobody can beat us. And then the whole world stops.
Yeah.
How did you take, when the whole world stopped, what did you think? Like, you're like, is it going to be no more season? Like, what?
No, I mean, we started the season in China, do you remember? And like the Cold War kind of had begun because they were kind of like, taking down the Laker posters.
People don't know about that. That was
Yeah.
over there, yeah.
Yeah, and then, we come back, so that's October. Then in December, my mom passed away.
Yeah, I remember, yes.
And then
Sorry
a
to
couple
hear
weeks
that.
later, David Stern passed away.
Yes.
And then, of course, a
Then
couple weeks
Kobe.
after that, Kobe and Gigi. And it was like, it was more than I thought I could take. And like, certainly the team playing
Kinda
was
gave you
like
some-
our was something that made me feel good. Then we started hearing about the virus and we may have to shut down for a week or 2
Man.
weeks. And then everything just piled on, and it felt like this was the end of the world. Like, I didn't know.
It was crazy. And
Yeah.
it was really Rudy Gobert's fault.
I can't believe
Rudy, you are the defensive player of the decade because you had COVID and you touched all the mics in the interview and you made the whole world shut down. You remember that when he did? But that was just so crazy. And then when COVID happened, we really thought that it was over with.
Yeah.
And it was like we just put in all this work. Everything has happened. Then the Kobe and Gigi, like that was we were in Philly. Mm-hmm. LeBron had just broke the scoring, it was a scoring record. Mm-hmm. And I remember just sitting there looking at LeBron doing this interview, and I was like, I'm gonna tell him after he finished, like, I'm proud of him. That's a good job, because he just did something that's incredible.
Right.
And then that night, go back to the room and we're talking about LeBron and Kobe, and get on the plane, and then that's when we got the news, and it was kind of like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Like I know when I played with Kobe, we probably didn't always talk and do all that stuff all the time, but that hurt me so bad, and I know it hurt everybody, and it hurt me because I remember him as a teammate, and all the stuff that people say we had, but then after him playing, I'm watching him with his daughters at the games and at her practices and all the stuff he was doing. I saw him differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I heard the news and then it said his daughter was with him, it just immediately, like, I was just so, like, devastated. And it was just like I couldn't, it was crazy. And then we had to relive it.
Yeah.
Every single game that we played after that, because it was every place we played at, they wanted to do a tribute.
Right.
And so it was so difficult for all of us because we didn't get no chance to really grieve, because it was like a ongoing grieving moment for us, and every game was emotional. And it was so crazy. It was so crazy. And I think that time off kind of gave us a chance to breathe for a second.
Yeah.
Because it was so much. Like I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
And I remember like Rob had all of us come together and talk and do all that stuff. And I just was like, it just blew my mind, because I know we didn't have the greatest relationship when we were teammates, but he was still my teammate.
Right.
We won an Olympic gold medal together.
Right.
I watched him growing up as a kid.
Exactly.
I played with him. We had fights. He called me soft. We did all this, that, and the third. But I did not want to hear that news. That really broke me, and it broke all of us. It made us closer. Because we looked at him like Batman, like nothing can ever happen to him.
Right.
And, and it's just like in an instant, all our lives would change. And when we got to that bubble, we knew that if we had to throw that ball up and play again.
And you almost didn't make it to the bubble.
I know. I thought I was on my Malcolm X, Kareem Abdul, crazy stuff back then. I don't know. But it was so much going on with the world and
everybody
everything.
Nobody knew what was real and what was like a hoax and what was, but you made it.
Yes. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I decided to come play. And, it was just an awesome atmosphere, and then to win, the only thing that we missed is the parade.
I know.
That's the only thing we missed is the parade. And I still want that parade. Like I've been seeing a parade in my head every day. And I wanted it so bad. We won the championship and no parade. Like,
yeah.
Did you like that? Or you, like,
no,
you still,
it was awful, but
it
was like we couldn't jeopardize like it would have gone against, you know, the health
whole,
department.
yeah.
Like, I mean, we were trying to be good citizens because they could shut us down at any time
Yeah.
to like keep from, you know, because we wanted to play the next season. And then, you know,
Man.
just,
Well, what can we do to get a parade? Because I think we got so many players
I
that's
know.
like have stopped playing basketball since and retired. Danny Green just retired, and he was on that team.
yeah.
So like, I think that's that moment in time.
Okay,
like,
well, don't rule it out. Maybe someday, someday something will make sense. So
I
I'll
hope
never
it does
close
make
the door 100%. Like something will make sense. We'll see,
yeah, because
right?
it's just like I just want to
I know.
for all of us to
You guys
have
deserved
that
it,
moment
yeah.
together. Like
Yeah.
we deserve that moment. And I know a lot of people talked about that bubble championship like it wasn't special or it wasn't like any other championships. Like all of us went through so much, you know, in our personal lives. You know, you lost so many people that was dear to
Yeah.
you that year.
Yep.
And it was like we all had to get shut out. So I know that was so difficult for the world to deal with. And, you know, for you that year was did that championship, I know it can never like take away all the things that have happened, but in that moment in time, did that kind of give you like, you knew that all those loved ones that had transitioned, that they were with you in these moments?
It definitely helped give purpose to, you know, continuing the work. You know, like if I felt kind of lost, like what does everything mean in this? And it's just, you know, it's just a job, and like, and so I think about, you know, if I've inspired the next woman that's going to win an NBA championship, you know, bringing together the team, you know, just showing that we could be resilient and, you know, put on a season that
Yeah,
was really amazing.
It was, and it ended on a awesome note with a championship. But I was sad.
I know.
I was sad. I wanted to come back, and I don't know what had happened.
You took an offer from the Philadelphia 76ers.
See, I think that we were just told so many different things. And I think now, looking back on it, you know, with the situation that I had with my agent, you know, and him actually getting convicted and being a part of the whole crime.
It was the same guy. Like,
He was a part of it. Yeah, the same
okay,
agent.
now that makes a little more sense.
So, like, I don't even know what the truth was, because what I was told was that you guys didn't have an offer for me.
Oh, no,
And
that's not true. We made an offer.
I
We
never
did.
even knew that. He told me,
Yeah.
well, actually, he said that you guys had an offer, and then he said you guys took the offer back and said no.
It's all about the salary cap and the timing, because you have to get accepted offers when you have the cap space. Otherwise, it's like,
You see,
they call it timing of
I
how
don't know
the contracts go. Right.
any of that works. So I was hurt because I felt like, you know, the team that we had was going to be back together again,
Yeah.
you know? So, you know, I thought that I had did something wrong. I thought there was something, and JaVale as well, because, you know, he said that, you know, after that season, he didn't get a contract and he didn't come back.
From us, he got another contract. He did. He got a good. I think he signed a 3-year deal somewhere.
Oh, he said, well, I don't know.
I know you have to look back at it.
Yeah, I just wish you would have had a chance to run it back.
I know.
Do you feel like if we would have like kept the team together, we would have won a couple championships?
I feel like when you win a championship, that's when you give the guys a chance to defend their title. And it just, you know, Rondo left. He got a deal somewhere. I don't know if did we trade Danny Green, or did he get signed as a free agent.
I think he got, well, no, he got, no, I don't remember. I don't remember.
If we're going to have this conversation, we should
We
have
gotta
all
go,
the facts straight instead of like
I don't
guessing
wanna do that.
what it was. But once there was like, 3 or 4 guys not coming back, then it wasn't the same anyway.
So
then-
y'all did have an offer for me? Because
Yes.
because from my point of view, I just tell you, like, I saw news that y'all had signed
was that the year we?
Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell, and everyone was like, we getting an upgrade at the center position from Dwight and JaVale. And I was like, there's no way. And then I started thinking, was it because I left the Lakers the first time? Like,
No.
Like-
I mean, I didn't understand it either, except that must have been the year we were trying to get Kawhi. Mm-hmm. So we needed to create the cap space. And that's why you had to do it in the right timing.
so see, then I would,
But that's something like,
I don't know.
like-
I would probably be upset. I think for a player, if a team is saying, like, we have a contract, but you have to wait to sign it, or we got to sign other players first. It'll just seem like you're not a priority.
I could see
Yeah.
why you would feel that way, and probably what another team trying to sign you would say to
me,
you
yeah.
to put us down.
yeah.
But that's not who we are, and you know that. Like, that's not.
I was so hurt. I mean, I really thought that you guys were just like, shoot, we got our championship, we found some better pieces, and we're gonna move on. So I didn't, whatever happened, everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, and I really wish that team. There's been conversations where I've had publicly where I'm like, man, they should have kept us together. It was Rob's fault, this, that, and the third. And when I'm saying those things and stuff like that, viewers, I want you guys to understand, a lot of times, as a man, I know how to articulate my feelings. And it could just be a feeling or an emotion at that time. It doesn't mean that it's coming from a place of anger or malice or hurt, or I'm saying it to down Rob Pelinka or anybody from the Lakers. It is me expressing my feelings in that moment. So,
And you're entitled to that.
Yeah, and I
mean,
think people don't understand that
And
we are
I-
entitled to our opinions.
I wish I had all the exact timing of how everything was. And I know I was the one who said, I don't know if I said upgraded, but I said, like, we feel good about the team we have or whatever. That's me, like, okay, now we have new
to speak
guys.
good about the team.
Yeah, we have
but
new guys, and it's like it didn't make sense to me either. And I'm not part of the war room when they're signing the deals and the timing and the syncing of contracts and how it all works. But there is an art to it, and it does go by quickly, and teams will use that against
see, like,
poison.
as a player, those some of the things that we don't understand. So it's always good to have that communication. And I
Right.
wish that we would have had that communication back then, to where we could have talked it out and chopped it up before I even signed to go or did anything else with any other team. That would have been a lot better. But sometimes it doesn't. I can't expect that from you.
Right.
Even though we have a relationship, I have a relationship with Linda.
Yeah.
But that's not, I can't, and sometimes as players, we want that expectation, and that's mixing business with, our, the friendship. Hey, Jeannie's my friend. Like, why didn't they sign,
Well,
now?
I mean, think about, we traded Shaq.
Yeah.
And, I sit on, he asked me to be on the board of his foundation, which I am. And, like, people forget, like, there was, like, it was hard.
Some back and forth.
Yeah, it was hard to get over that. Like, I wasn't part of the basketball decision when he was traded.
Right.
But I knew how important he was. And he was entitled to say how he felt.
Yes.
He didn't feel good about being traded because he came to the Lakers as a free agent,
yes,
right?
yes.
I mean, very similar. And so, I understand. Like it's hard
It's
not
so
to.
good to have the
Yeah.
conversation because like it doesn't leave room for miscommunication. We have an understanding because, you know, for years I was so hurt by that, you know, because I'm like,
understand.
man, like I know the first time it was emotional, it was things going on.
Yeah.
Second time it was things going on. Then
Yeah.
it's just like things keep coming on, but it's like, man, like I love this city, I love this team, I love the culture, like, and I just didn't. It just hurt because it just seemed like we had something,
Yeah.
but it's just like we didn't pursue it like, you know, we should have on both ends. I know on my personal end, there was a lot of things that, you know, I could have been more mature about, you know, but as a young player, as a young man, you don't know those things.
Yeah.
And I don't think people can understand that because they haven't had to become millionaires and 18-year-olds that are heads of franchises. They're the faces of teams and stuff like that. That is a lot. And if you don't have the right people or the right group to guide you in the right direction, it can be tough because
Yeah.
now you're allowing your emotions to guide you and get the best of you. And that's not really good.
Well, that's why I worry so much about college athletics with
The NIL.
yeah,
Yes,
and
yes.
and the ability, like now colleges have to have general managers and like
It's
they
gonna
have
be
to deal with
yeah.
yes.
Now, like it's great that because they
Yes,
are
they
doing what
earn
they're
the
doing,
money,
they
right.
should get money
Exactly.
for it. But at the same time, they got to get prepared for
There's
it.
gonna
And
be
that's
a
the
lot
thing
of
that I was talking about
misinformation.
with my
Yes.
daughters earlier. Like I want to prepare them and also my sons for life
Yeah.
because once they get off this, once they get out of high school, or even now with this NIL, the world is going to be so open. Things are going to be coming their way, and if they don't understand the tidbits of business and how to move throughout and navigate life, it can get difficult. So, you know, I really appreciate all the knowledge and just the communication with what happened when we were when I was with the Lakers because I'm like, man, why like I wanted to be here. I wanted to win again. Like we had 3 champions. I just felt like we had an opportunity to do something so special. And I know again, like I've said, I was hurt at Rob, and I know it ain't him. But you know, I had to really look back and see like, hey, this is their business. It's just like if I'm running an organization or business, I have to do what's best for whatever I'm doing. This is my passion. I can't take it personal. And so I think for players, we look at it like, man, this is what we do for a living. We play. Like they can't play with us. But again, this is their living. This is what they're doing, and we gotta have that communication.
We would have been better off staying together.
It's so tough, but it's so
it
it's so
was like
much.
a misdirection or a like understanding,
Yes.
and you know, I mean,
It was just so much of that. Like we're dealing with that. Like, what does it take to run like an effective like organization? Because it seems so tough. Like I know that at that point I probably wasn't ready to own the team.
right?
But you know, you've done this for so long. You've had to deal with so many personalities and characters and stuff like that. Like how do you keep yourself like do you have like 10 assistants or like what do you do to keep your mind focused on what it is?
You have to like communication is the key.
Yes.
And you have to have people around you that you trust.
Okay.
And in this business, unfortunately, there's leaks and there's, you know, people that will spread false information. And if you don't have your feet on the ground and know, you know, it can throw you completely off. And then you end up making poor
Bad decisions and stuff like that. Yeah. So, man, that is, I think I needed to hear that because one day I do plan, and hopefully I'll be an owner of a team.
I think you will.
And
yeah.
but we started a league in Asia. We have an Asian league right now,
okay.
professional league for young and upcoming players, even if you have experience. But right now, until our league gets up, we want to provide an opportunity for players to be able to be seen for other leagues.
Right.
It's called the Asian Tournament. We play in 6 different countries right now, and it's going great. But it's very difficult being the head of an organization. I kind of understand just meeting players, and players are like, hey, this happened with my team. You need to fix it. And I'm like, hey, that's not my job. You know what I'm saying? So, like, really, that's what kind of helped me understand, like, your position and how you have to deal with things. And I'm like, man, I feel so bad for saying what I'm saying about Rob and Jeanie and even all these teams. And it wasn't just personal against them. It's just like, I'm expressing how I feel at the time.
We understand that.
And
we know.
And it's not like I want to go against any of these people, because I'm not that type of person. I enjoy every place I played. I wanted to be the best teammate, the best person around the locker room or whatever. Like, even when I played for the Lakers, I was probably, I don't know if it was crazy to y'all, but I was saging the locker room and saging the whole building, because it's just, I wanted to bring just positive energy to the building. It wasn't nothing that I wanted to bring negative. So, it was just awesome that I could say I had an opportunity to be a part of history, playing for the Lakers, playing with Kobe, playing with LeBron, AD, just being able to do all that. And it's just so amazing. And to have you again on the podcast has been great. And to finally just get some of that energy I had that was so like, why out? But just to get it out and just hear you, explain so much from a different light, and that I have a better understanding of the team, the Lakers, you, and so I'm just appreciative for you coming on my show today.
Well, I answered your call as soon as you put it in.
Yes.
Like, you are always part of our life forever and ever and ever. Like,
Thank you.
You're Lakers through and through. I'm very impressed with your ability to communicate, how well you're doing on Dancing with the Stars, like how you take challenges and you do the work.
Thank you.
And I'm a fan.
Thank you so much. Well, hopefully you can come back and give us some more great advice.
Always,
And we want to have a episode just dedicated for young women. Okay. And we're going to have some other women of stature who can come and give some great advice, and to also just inspire our youth. And women are, like, right now, the women, the empowerment, everything is great. Shout out to all you women out there who are doing an amazing thing. And this dancing has got me in shape. So with that, dancing has got me in shape. I'm in shape for basketball, so Jeanie, give me one more chance. Lakers, give me one. Nah,